Cloak and Dagger.
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and today I'm playing Assassins with Etrata Deadly Fugitive. Etrata is a card that cares about hitting your opponent with assassins, which means that this deck is chock full of shapeshifters and assassins that we're hoping to get through to our opponent. When we do hit our opponent with an assassin, and by the way, this is for each assassin dealing damage, we get a cloaked card right from their deck. And that cloaked card can be flipped up for 4 mana. Actually, any face-down creature I have, or face-down card I have, can be flipped up for 4 mana, but it really is just best with our opponent's stuff. These cards, by the way, we could be hitting lands, we could be hitting creatures, we could be hitting their big game-ending spells, or we could be hitting nothing. Things that are never going to be worth it to flip up. This deck is running as many assassins as I felt I could. There's not that many good assassins in Arena, and I would actually say the best one for this deck is Changeling Outcast, which is hardly an assassin, but it is unblockable, so it's very good for getting some damage in. And since the commander's already doing a little bit of crime, I put in some extra crime cards too. I've got things like Scarab God, I've got Hostage Taker, and I've got Siphon Insight as well. These are just cards I also really enjoy playing, and there's a lot of cards I enjoy playing in this deck. Like my favorite assassin, Roaming Throne. You know, you can't spell assassin without ass in. And what do you put your butt in? A chair, a throne, a roaming throne. It's perfect for the deck, thematically and otherwise. Because there's an activated ability in this deck, I'm also discounting it using Tracing Grounds, and I have an Omen Hawker in here too to help pay for some of that cost in case I do want to flip things up. This being a Dimir deck, I'm also running quite a few counter spells and kill spells, because that is how you protect your game plan when you're only running so many ways to actually win the game in your deck. We also have a couple board wipes. I put Blood on the Snow and Deadly Cover Up in this deck, but I'd say we have a secret third board wipe in this deck, and that is Massacre Girl. She is an assassin, both assassins here, Massacre Girl and Massacre Girl, but she also can kill all the other creatures on the board, which is a great way to make way for assassins. We have a bunch of ways to make our creatures unblockable as well. Krydle, I would say that 90% of the time. This also makes things unblockable. The Trailblazer's Boots. And for most of our assassins, though not all, Tetsuko Umezawa. I know that those cards are not themselves assassins, but we can fix that. With Maskwood Nexus, everything's an assassin if you truly believe. And with Maskwood Nexus, the cloaked cards, which normally don't actually have any creature type, become assassins, meaning you'll get even more triggers for even more cards from Etrata. So we're going to take Etrata into the queue, and we're gonna sneak our way to our opponents in Cloak and Dagger. Admiral Brass, Unsinkable. This is a deck that can sink and swim. It's a really, really good commander. I'd say one of the few ways to deal with Admiral Brass is to kill her before they go to combat. But they can also just win off pirates, because pirates are good and there's an awful lot of them. We have an exiling removal spell here, which means that something will not go to the graveyard, so it can't come back as a 4/4 with haste. Why do they come back bigger? Why do they come back bigger? I think this turn we're gonna either hold open removal or get down some booties. Get down the Swiftfoot Boots. There's a lot more pirates than there are assassins. Starfleet Daredevil with nothing to recast. Playing Mind Stone here, so I have enough mana to play Etrata and equip her with the boots next turn. Ruin Raider! They will not have attacked with a creature this turn. They will get to draw a card, though. And I think that there is actually a pretty good chance that they're going to block here, since they can bring things back from the graveyard. They do not block, and we steal Captain Storm! Wooded Foothills to get some more mana. Captain Storm is so good unlimited. Lets you buff up your pirates. The wee bit of artifacts. For 2 mana, I can flip it up since we have Training Grounds out. Plundering Pirate gets them a treasure. They will have enough mana for Admiral Brass next turn. Oh, monkey! We're just gonna go ahead and make Etrata unblockable for more criminal activities. Fight Sail Freebooter. That could be pretty fun to flip up. They would want to play this pre-combat if they're trying to get the trigger. And play her, they do. And we immediately kill her. They milled Fathom Fleet Captain, Spirebluff Canal, and Shipwreck Marsh. Okay. You wouldn't get a free booty trigger? No, but I would get a flyer. Changeling Outcast is actually legit like one of the best cards for me because it's an unblockable assassin. I think they should be trading more aggressively. I'm not sure why they're not. Hey, it's the other Beckett Brass, the original. I bet all these are, like, just as small. They have to hit with 3, by the way, to get the trigger. Considering a double block here, even though this could be my assassin for me, I'm just gonna take 8. Flip this up. I guess I could have paid 1 instead of 2. They'll get a card in hand, and that card is Captain Lannery Storm. Not this one, the other one. Not Captain Storm, but the other one. I want so many triggers this turn. All right, so I'm going to bring out the Guildsworn Prowler. I'm going to give her haste. I'm going to swing in with you, and you. We're going to get to steal 4 of their beautiful cards. Okay, we got a land, a land, a land, and a land. This is kind of sad. This is all lands. So they're going to be able to get back one of these pirates. It'll be a 4/4, and it will have haste. Ooh, Spectral Sailor gives them a big flyer. This will buff up all their attacking pirates. Yar. Hashtag YOHO, hashtag YARHAR. I am going to do some big old blocks here. You 2 block here, you 2 block here, and I'm actually thinking we, which land would I want the most? Maybe Underground River, maybe just a swamp, maybe just an island. I want swamp the most. So we're gonna block that, and for 2 mana we're gonna flip it up. I could also chump one, swing back for lethal. I'm not gonna do combat math. You know me. Not the Trailblazer's boots. We just swing in each of these. Do the assassin thing. Finally, I got an opponent that lets me steal. Maybe "lets" isn't the right word. But crime is happening. What do we get? Dark Slick Shores. Oh, Black Market Connections, my beloved. There's cards here. We can also counter Admiral Brass's trigger to bring back Admiral Brass. A 3/2 assassin each turn, eh? Kite Sail Larcenist. Kindred Discovery won't have entered the battlefield, so it won't ever name anything. Okay, that's a treasure. I treasure it dearly. I'll Tails End that trigger. Me, full send of Black Market Connections? How did you know? Yeah, my plan was to block, flip these up, give it haste, more assassins, have a good time. GG. Thalia and the Gitrog Monster. This is going to stop our lands from coming in untapped unless they're basics, and our creatures will also be tapped. Very frustrating to play against those abilities. This has First Strike, Death Touch, makes it pretty much always a winner in combat, and if it attacks in, you have to sacrifice a creature or land. You do draw a card, and you can play an additional land each turn. This oftentimes is played with other kind of stacksy-taxy things that have landfall, and just generally good cards in Abzan. You have access to really great Golgari removal, as an example. And we are now just kind of waiting for them. I have a flyer, which is a really great start for us, this bird assassin. So, like, we could go turn 1 Thoughtseize into a turn 2 Aven Heartstabber into a turn 3 Etrata. That's kind of a perfect lineup for us, too. They go first, just playing the Riveteer's Overlook. I'm gonna guess Forest, because they probably don't want to swamp first. And there's no mountains in their deck. Gotta grab my Shockland for maximum fixitude. Perfect. And we're gonna seize those thoughts. Ah, look at this. Some good cards here. This would interrupt my game plan. This would be taxing, but that's fine. Eerie Ultimatum, Foreign Collects. Those are things we'll have to be more worried about later. I'll hit the Tithe here. So next turn, what they'll probably do is just pop down the Goose. Not much else they can do. And I think they'll use that Goose for mana soon. And if they don't, it will die. The Goose can block our Aven Heartstabber, which is kind of funny. Oh, I did just realize I should have played Takenuma instead of the Swamp in case they did go for Thalia this turn. Hi, Glissa. Glissa is a much, much, much bigger threat than the Goose. It's the same thing of the First Strike Death Touch. They're just really nasty together. I'm going to duress them, drop the Eerie Ultimatum, and then sit here and wait. Are they attacking with Glissa? They are. I think they're looking for lands. We're killing the Glissa. Stabs your heart, can't handle the Goose. You're gonna let me do crime? This doesn't have death touch. Thank you. Oh. I will happily pay 4 mana for a Casualties of War. Just, go ahead and put this up. Guess what I got? Casualties of War, artifact, creature, and land. Land, artifact, creature, whatever, black mana. 2 assassins means twice as much crime. I actually feel like Etrata could have given all of your assassins death touch. Calculating. 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 Stealing 2 more cards. Land and a Dark Ritual. Guys, look, I could pay 4 mana to get 3 mana. What value? My chat's just like stonks. Stonks. Ramp. Ramp. Really bad filtering. Ramp. GG. Aragorn, the Uniter. Aragorn is a 4-color deck that gets you different abilities based on the color of spells that you're casting. Cast some red, burn your opponent's face. Green, make a creature bigger. White, get a creature. And blue, scry 2. Typically, decks are focused around the red and the green, though because you're in 4 colors, you may as well run even more abilities, right? Just go for it. Why did you shock that in? Why did you shock that in, Aragorn? Why'd you shock that one in? Okay. I think if I play Etrata, she's going to get exiled, or burned, or countered, or something. That's just based on you doing the thing with these guys. I don't trust like that. Alright, everyone, you got plenty of colors. What's it gonna be? Mantis Rider. So that's a 3-color spell. That's cute. Let's put it back on top of their library. Leaving up white mana still. Oh, yeah. What is it? Come on. Okay, so they have 3 pieces of removal. Not 1, not 2, but 3 pieces of removal here. Great. I can't say I like that. I guess we'll drop one of them. Let's go for, Soids the Plowshares. It's a good card. I'll play Etrata. Hey, you gonna turn her into a legitimate business person? You can make a legitimate business person out of her. And then start riding mantises. Giddy up. Go get him! Oh, I don't have a problem with the Witness Protection. At least it gives me a creature on the board, which we could do some other stuff with. Yeah, the whole recasting her business doesn't work out as well if we don't get mana. Fateful Absence on the Shelly gives me a clue. Yeah, with this blood on the snow, once we get the 3 snow, we currently only have 1. That will also be very good for us. I'm actually just gonna draw off this first. Murder, you say? Growth Spiral, they're looking for lands. Colossal Majesty to get them some eventual card draw. They play a creature or a planeswalker. We'll do some Moida. Moidalize it! It's a war singer! Don't let her sing at you. That thing recasts things from graveyards if it hits. We're gonna want a snowland. We're gonna grab the Snow Duel, the Ice Tunnel. Old Man. Here comes Aragorn for a full 6 mana. I will, go ahead and attack in with our legitimate business person. Business, business, business. Still waiting on one more snow. Lightning Helix. Right at my old man. There's no sense in paying the 3 there. Okay, I'll counter a Gargaroth. It's one of those things where, like, I don't really need to. I am planning on using Blood on the Snow next turn. Pretty much even if we don't get the 3rd snow. But I really wanted the 3rd snow. Perfect! Alright. Blood on the Snow, destroy all creatures. We're gonna pay snow, snow, snow! Because it's snow problem. All our basics are snowlands in this deck, so just had to get a basic. They have 7 mana. Deputy of Detention. Okay, so they can put Etrata in exile. Sure. No way. It's no problem. Oh, and now I get a Bitter Triumph. Just replay her. Are you gonna murder her? Nah, they're gonna do some bonkers charm. They're doing lawyerly actions. are you going to play the card? Faramir! No Faramir! Aw, it's the baby! You have to love her. Roaming Throne, naming Assassin! Swinging in with Etrata. You block, you die. You don't block, I get 2 creatures. I'm going to also play Massacre Girl, who is in fact an assassin. So now what we have is we have 3 assassins on the battlefield. We have removal for a blocker. Aragorn does not do anything on his own. They would need to cast something else. By the way, I think auto tapper there. I know why it didn't, but if we had Wash Away, that would have been real rude. We're gonna take out Aragorn, pay the life. We're gonna get so many sweet, sweet exiled goodies. Wait. No, let me steal! Please let me steal. Alright, good game, Aragorn. Gorion, Wise Mentor. Gorion is an adventures commander. He loves to go on adventures because whenever you do, you get to copy it. It's actually a May ability, which is a pretty big distinction, I feel, because unlike Lucky Clover, the May ability on this means that you are less likely to blank your actual cards, which can happen accidentally. It does happen accidentally when you're playing with it. If there's no target left. It has to be doubled. Surveilling. It's a very demure thing to do. I'm going to put that in the graveyard. For anybody who's going to say, Amy, don't you want to turn 2 Shaldred? No, because I think they'll leave. Sometimes you gotta play around the content. In turn 2 Shaldreds? Good for me. But then there's no game happening. Hi, Gorion! Let's seize those thoughts, and thoughts those seizes. Alright, I got an adventure here. And just some, like, big good stuff that's in Azorius, I guess. We get to do some crime here at this land. That way I'm holding up Wash Away. You guys can both attack him, that's fine. I suppose they didn't play Lion Sash because they're planning on making food for the goose. What do we get? Oh, ew! Tameo. Gross. This is not a nice card. This is a mean card. This is also a mean card. You say value? Keep swinging. Keep stealing. Aw, it's the baby! You have to love her. Come here, Gorion. Yeah, no, do it! You gotta love him. Oh, wow. They would rather have ramp into farewell, which I think is completely fair. I'm just thinking about her. Maximize my fixitude. The land. we're gonna have them use the farewell, and in response to the farewell, we'll flip this up, and then bam, we got a Tameo. If they get a land, though, they might go for Hullbreaker Horror instead. Nope. All right. All modes? All modes! Making sure, yep, that's the right one. Flip, flip, Flipadelphia. Oh, she's a permanent! Right, I guess we should have flipped up a land. I thought that she... No, you're right. It's turn this creature face up if you can't. She had no loyalty. She died. We should have taken a land. That's fine. What do we got here? Ooh, Etrata does do fun crime. This will exile a creature, if there is a creature. She can only hit once, though. Ugh, words. Yeah, it doesn't just flip up creatures. It flips up any permanent. Beans! Nice beans. Flipping up a battle would be bad? Would it? Or would it not? What would happen if you flipped up a battle? Would it flip? They only transform on the counter being removed. Hmm. My beloved. So we know they have a Hullbreaker Horror. I'm going to swing in with both of these. If they would like to flash out the Hullbreaker Horror, it would be exiled. If they'd like to spend 2 mana for the Lion Slash. What do we got? Oh, the twins! Here's Hullbreaker Horror! They can put this back into their hand, as long as they're willing to pay the ward. Nope, they're putting this old man back into my hand. What do we get? Give me the goods. Yes, any permanent will just get turned face up. Ah, it's a click. Oh yeah, pay the ward. Do some stuff. You go back into hand. I guess I'll make a copy of Face Down card. My favorite card, Face Down card. We'll see if they have another instant they can cast here. There's a good chance of it. Nice. So they had to Tails End their own ability, but that does allow them to put the Sublime Epiphany back into my hand. Ramble! Etrata back in hand. One, two, three, four, four. I can bring them to 1. Or we could wipe the board. Well, mostly wipe the board. Wipe the board enough. Want to block with the Hull Breaker? You don't know what it is! It is a mystery! Yes, still it would leave the Hull Breaker out here. I'll still take out these two. And they still know about the Sublime Epiphany. Could I have turned them up for lethal? I did not have enough mana to turn them both up. I could have only turned up 1. How's Etrata? She's doing a fun thing. She's doing something. You already know we're doing stuff. Alright. Spell. Non-land permanent. Sure. Me. This gets sacrificed as part of this, and that's fine. Because my intent is to win off Risco's ability. Ooh, a counterspell. Perfect. Hit me, baby. This person has, by the way, very few adventures. But there's not that many adventures to really put into the deck. So, like, I get it. They have 2 mana up. They can see the lethal here because they put the clock into my hand. We'll see if it goes. Get a clock. Make a clock, win the game. This old man, still a mistake of a card. I hate him so much. GG, Gorion. Soul of Windgrace takes lands at a graveyard and puts them into play under their control. This hand is okay, but it's really just discounting stuff, countering stuff, and making them discard. I still think this is fine. Thought Distortion, depending on the type of Soul of Windgrace deck this is, will either have a big hit or no hit at all. Nice, I like Thief of Sanity. It's gonna put more lands in our graveyard, but it's very fun to have. Soul of Windgrace, you can also discard lands and pay a little mana to gain life, draw a card, or become indestructible until end of turn. Okay, so let's see. We've got a Crucius, Citadel. There's an Atali there. Now we're gonna hit Crucius. Get these nice tapped lands into play. Crucius is so good at just discarding stuff, ramping, all that stuff. All that noise. Now, I could hold up the counter spell here. I think that would be the tactical play, but it would also stop me from really doing anything around my commander, and I really want to do stuff with my commander. So instead, I bolted this in. That way there is not a land in the graveyard to start, in case they just wanted to bring out Soul of Windgrace. This lets them play an extra land. Let's see if they're interested in blocking. They are not. Great. So we're going to steal the Chromatic Lantern off the top of their deck. I'm going to play Training Grounds here. And pass the turn. Crack it open the Windswept Heath. They can manipulate the top of their deck a little bit for Etrata. Ooh, I would love a Vraska. Soul of Windgrace. Grabbing that land from the grave. Okay, I guess I'll counter the Paradise Druid. But the way we're gonna do it is gonna be silly. We're gonna pay 2 mana for the Chromatic Lantern and then cast Jawari Disruption. Very normal, very regular way to play. Alright, cool. We have a Bind to Secrecy. We've got Thief of Sanity. And I'm gonna offer them a trade. My commander for theirs. Cool, they're down for it. They're down to clown. Move my commander to the command zone. Sure. Thief of Sanity. I wonder if they'll just go for Etali here. Or better yet, Bolus's Citadel. I can counter to Citadel. I can't counter Etali. But they tapped under Etali Manor anyway. Not enough black for Citadel? Not yet. Not with that attitude. Okay, so I'll counter Vraska. Because Vraska can destroy Thief of Sanity, and I don't want that to happen. Thief of Sanity is gonna steal me a Llanowar Elf. Tempting, but no. We got Mortality Spear, Llanowar Elves, and the land, which I can't use, so I'm gonna grab the Llanowar Elves. Play it. Pass the turn. This way I still have this Tail's End ready, which can stop you, or you. You're all legendary. This means I'll have enough mana for a Distortion next turn. I'm hoping they go for Etali here. The One Ring. I'm countering the One Ring because I would like to do crime, and if I can't deal damage to them, I can't do crime. Bad none of you are assassins. I actually do have Snowland in my deck. Thought Distortion gets rid of Bolus's Citadel. Probably smart. Let's do it. Remember, they'll be able to see the card on top for Etali. And they're getting a Reclamation Sage, which they can use to destroy either Chromatic Lantern or Training Grounds. And from me, they got Sublime Epiphany! They can make a copy of Etali to do it again. Or a copy of Oracle Moldiah to just play tons and tons of lands. Are you gonna unsteal your card? Oh no, so they're gonna bounce that back into hand. And destroy the Training Grounds. Such tragedy. Such dinosaurs. The dinosaur is also a thief? My god. Oh, hey, Etrata. They got a board wipe over here. A lantern, ever chromatic. They have so much I have 4. I have 4 lands. Alright, let's see if we can make number go up. You've heard of 4th land, but what about... You know about Spiteful Banditry? Grim Tutor. You know what? We gotta crack this open first. Grab an island. Gotta get rid of that Atali. I'll exile something from their graveyard. It's probably worth it. So we can make it so something can't come back. I guess I'll go with the big, scary dinosaur. There's none in their hand. Yeah, so like, now Breach can't bring it back. A lot of other stuff, though. Hold up.
Hey, that's half a year. Amazon
Whoa! Orega Fire, thank you for the 6-month resub. So next turn. Oh, I'm gonna use Grim Tutor. You're gonna love this, and I'm gonna ramp. And then maybe I'll use that land for Into the North. Oh, cool. I got a land. That's a lot more convenient. I could go for trying to kill the kitty. I don't think it's worth it. Let's try and get some mana. No. I could not have exiled all the lands from my graveyard. I could have exiled one land. I guess we only have one. All the one Flooded Strand. Yeah, Flooded Strand is kind of useful because they have the Chromatic Lantern, but not super useful. Faithless Luton. Cards going to the graveyard. So many lands. So many lands. Etrata! Do a crime, please. One big, good, excellent crime. Don't hurt it. Don't. We would not assassinate the assassin. What do we get? Prosper! Oh, I heard that card's good in Prosper. They'll just keep ramping. It's amazing how good a Prosper is in a Prosper deck. More crime, please, and thank you. Yeah, you better not. I don't know what you're thinking, but don't do it. I'm gonna get some tutus. Oh, instant speed breach the multiverse. Yes. Yes, I like this. Yes, I like this a lot. I will block, and then I will breach. I stole crime itself. What do I even get out of that? Gracious. I can't breach their Atali. I know, I exiled them from their graveyard. I'm a fool. Can you turn a sorcery face up? You can cast it. Wait, Blood on the Snow to destroy all creatures. You tap. I'm waiting to see if they make them indestructible. Okay, they're not. Hey, I was busy stealing that. I could have done the breach. I was thinking like, oh, if I hit planeswalkers, that's good. But I don't think I have any planeswalkers in my deck. They're making a tree. Were there any planeswalkers in the yards? I think there was the Vraska, but it was exiled. And none from me. None for me, thanks. Ah, oh, Veil of Bummer? Dang. Yeah, I have no planeswalkers in my deck. Rishkar's Expertise to draw 15. Oh, free Liliana! And they win! GG! That was a fun one. Good game, Bob! Now, come on, Bob, just attack me. Bob? Bob, I have nothing. There we go. Isshin, 2 heavens as 1. Doubles attack triggers. Or I should say, doubles permanents they controls abilities that happen when a creature, any creature, attacks. It's like weirdly more specific than just creatures attacking. I think we could hit Lightning Bolt because it would stop my Tetsuko over Showdown of the Scalds, which is just some sweet, sweet value for them. Ooh, Mana Confluence. Oh! Too Bad Gaming, or Tubid Gaming. Thank you for the 2-month resub. I think it's best for me to hold the counterspell, since Tetsuko's not actually an assassin herself. Details on that. They are going to be getting some nice attacking 1/1s here off the Sky Knight Vanguard. 1 instead of 2. Etrata on the battlefield. Ah, throat gophers. Listen, I would have done the same to you. Mutual respect, or mutual disrespect. It's one of these. Have a Tetsuko. She can block the soldier tokens. Ooh, Luminarch Aspirant. Somebody's gonna get a big ol' Vanguard. No, wait. They're making a soldier stronger. I'll kill one of the tokens. This is like the best aggro card. I love it. Shieldred. Dropping the Vanguard or the Aspirant? Aspirant defeated. Etrata's like, assassins? No, sweetie, I don't have any yet. They're desparking Sheldred. Our life total's getting awful low from this Sky Knight Vanguard, though. I got a second counterspell in hand now. They both are only for non-creatures, but that's fine. Thief of Sanity will be able to block the Sky Knight Vanguard. Banefire! That actually would have been uncounterable if you had more mana, but you don't. And I guess that means we won the game, because I was going to start doing crime. I had fun, sure. The Gitrog Monster! Looking to get lands in the graveyard, because when you do, you draw a card! Also, the Gitrog Monster lets you play additional lands each turn, but also makes you sacrifice a land, or the frog at the start of your turn. Alright. What you got? I got turn 1 one of these things. We're gonna use it. Dark Ritual. Alright, no early frogs for you. boy! ASS. Bam, repeat offender. Finally, an assassin. A snake. I wonder if they would trade. Probably not. I feel like having a Lotus Cobra is pretty good for them. I'm gonna grab our shock land. We're gonna shock it in. Play Etrata. And our first defense is a snow-covered forest. By the way, if this dies and gets turned face up, it is a land being put in our graveyard. So it probably is good for the frog. Nice. Using fetch lands. Getting enough mana if they want to play that frog right now. Is it him? Is it that boy? It is. It's the Gitrog Monster! Aww. My repeat offender didn't even get to do multiple crimes. Got to do like one crimes. Alright. What do we got? It is another land. Lands are probably fine for us. Spring Bloom. I am actually going to throw that back because I don't want them getting the mana off it. And I think if they had a land in hand, they might play it first. Oh, alright. They sacrificed their lands and left themselves with nothing. GG, Gitrog. Fire Pakpatik Deepest Epic. This is a interesting card that doesn't have a ton of support in Arena. Pakpatik is rebounding instants. This means that card draw, modal spells, all those things are really great with Oyer Pakpatik. If it dies, it does turn into a land, and you can flip it back over, but it does take quite a bit of effort to do so. You have to untap it multiple times and tap it again. But it does give you mana each time, which is kind of nice. Sometimes you just let Pakpatik die, and it's, you know, fine. It's a big flyer otherwise, so they usually do want to kill it. Yeah, adventures also work nicely since you can cast either side. I'm going to play Etrata here. See if they're willing to block. Your Spell Dancer for my repeat offender. Okay, and our first defense is an island. I mean, at least it's a pretty cool looking island. Where are these from? This thing can't be blocked, and will eventually be doubling spells. Should I explain what rebound does? Yeah, I probably should. When you cast a spell and it gets rebound... Whoa, that was a weird line showing up. At the beginning of your next turn, you can cast it from exile. We're gonna swing in with our assassins and our not an assassin. Discover the impossible. That's impossible. You got card. Nice way to dig deeply. Okay, we got an island and an Aetherflux reservoir. These were Modo promo lands? Whoa. Prime, please. Prime for Amy. Could it be a mono blue storm deck? I suppose. Thing in the ice, by the way, is gonna flip over into a Kraken eventually. We're gonna use Masquid Nexus here because this actually has a really silly piece of synergy. If this flips over, it will return all non-horror creatures to their owner's hand. Guess who's a horror? Everyone's a horror! They're also all assassins, so crime, 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 crime. We got Blink of an Eye, Archmage Emeritus, and Brazen Borrower. Yay, we're all horrors. Yippee. I should brazenly borrow some of their cards. Well, this is a creature, so it would just turn into a 3/1. Ma'am? Ma'am? Excuse me? One moment. I'm gonna do that crime from before. Okay, sure, Sublime Epiphany. By the way, under their control, this is not a horror. It's just a vampire assassin. I am still kind of hoping that they try to bounce all these back into their hand, thinking that, that will work. While I'm just out here being a cheeky little monster. Etrata, are you gonna do crime from me? Yes. Cast one more instant or sorcery. Wake me up. Back in my hand. Sorry, these are actually all horrors. They're also krakens, assassins, horses, sand, golems, gods, plants, snakes. You name it, we got it. GG. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. I hope you liked watching us assassinate our opponent's decks, stealing their cards, cloaking them, and then recasting them. Actually, we did very little recasting them. Just making 2/2s is pretty good. And protecting Etrata's really, really hard. It's so hard to keep her alive, even with like counter spells and everything else, discarding things. Just trying to get the few assassins we have in play at the same time of her, it can be asking for a lot. I do think that she's a really cool design, and I would like to play her with like maybe more shapeshifters and other things to help her play even smoother. I want to say shout out though to the real MVP Roaming Throne, as always, the real hero of her deck. If you're looking to get this deck list, it is in the description of the video. And if you would like to request a commander for me to brew, please let me know in the comments below. This was a requested commander. No, not you, Roaming Throne. This was our requested commander. And we have a whole bunch of other requested commanders that I've been putting on polls in my chat room so people are able to vote on them. This one got chosen very, very, very nearly over another card. I want to say that the runner-up was Aurelia. Yes, this beat Aurelia in a vote by only one vote. Only one. Lonus behind by like another 4 from there. But you know, we got a lot of really sweet commanders coming up. And please let me know if there's any decks you'd like to see me revisit. Some of these decks have sweet new cards that we can add into them. And I'm happy to get to add them into the decks and republish them. Thank you so much for watching, and have a brawlful day!